What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? Welcome back to another episode on my channel, and today I'm going to speak about WordPress 6.6. So this is the first beta of WordPress 6.6. It released last night, and I'm going to show you how to install WordPress 6.6 and get started. Now, as a disclaimer, I'd like to tell you, do not install WordPress 6.6 on a live production environment. If you have a website which is in production, which is live, do not install WordPress 6.6. There are bugs and your website could be affected by it. So if you're a developer who wants to get started with WordPress 6.6 and test out the features of it, I would recommend you to do it in a development staging environment before going live with it. Alright, so there would be a stable version of WordPress 6.6, so do not install the beta version on a live environment. So there are a couple of ways to install WordPress 6.6. The fastest way I would say is create a local environment and then just go to your dashboard, go to plugins, select add new plugin, search for WordPress beta tester. The first plugin that shows up, you got to install that plugin. Once the plugin is installed and activated, you want to go into settings. You can also find it under the tool section called beta testing. You'll want to turn on bleeding edge and then select the beta RC only channel. Save changes, and once you're done with that, you can click on upgrade now and then update to the beta version 6.6. So while the installation is in progress, I'd like to speak about new changes that are coming to WordPress 6.6. I won't be showing you all the features that are here. I would show you a couple of features that have arrived, relatively new features, because the other ones would take quite a lot of time to explain and some are very complicated, so I would have to do that on a separate video. So data view updates, this is relatively new. It was released in the main build that came out. Overrides and sync pattern, this is a very interesting feature. What happens is, if you basically create a pattern and if you have a pattern that syncs across various other pages, you could make each and every pattern different by adding different information to it. So this would be in a separate video while I explore it. Another exciting feature is style variations. Also, this was in the main build. Style variations basically allow you to modify a particular section with different styles that you've already predefined. This is a new feature. It's called native grid layout. So native grid layout allows you to group blocks in a grid, and it's really helpful because you don't have to use a third-party plugin now to do this. Another very important and feature that was really needed is negative margins. If you've been using WordPress block themes for a while, you'll notice that negative margins cannot be applied. Okay, so negative margins are really important when you're designing something and you need to put, say, a -10 or -100. It could be anything. So this is WordPress 6.6. It's installed. Couple of features that were already there. I made a previous video about it, so you can go ahead and search for that video, and I'll just go ahead and create a new page to try out the new features. So I'm going to go ahead and create a grid. I'll start by adding a card. Okay, cannot add a card. I'm going to browse all the options that are available to me. I'm going to add a cover block here. Setting this block A. Duplicate this. Duplicate this. I'm going to name this block B. I'm going to name this block C. So really interesting. Grids are actually really important when you're making a website, and I think this addition is one of the biggest changes that are there in WordPress 6.6, CSS grids. So we're going to explore CSS grids. I've already added 3 different cover blocks within the grid. Let's see what happens if we duplicate it. So if we duplicate it, it goes on to the next line. Alright, so that is really interesting. I'll just go ahead and create 3 more. So that's really cool. I'm just going to name this block D, block E, block F. Really nice. Now let's see what functionalities are there within the grid. So I've created the grid and it shows minimum column width is set to 12 and it's set on auto. Let's see if we decrease that. Alright, so if we decrease the minimum width, it basically fits into the screen, which is nice. And there aren't a lot of options. We have the basic styling options and we have the settings. So let's just say we keep it at 12 and we go to manual. We can select the number of columns that are available. So let's just set this to 4. You'll see that the blocks are arranged to 4. So you could basically put a lot of content into these grids, and you could modify them. So it's really cool, and I think I really love this feature, and I'm going to see how I'm going to use this in an actual website. So CSS grids is really nice, I would say. So the next thing I'm going to test out is negative margins, and a really important feature, I would say, because negative margins are really important when you're designing something, and sometimes you want text to overlap on an image, or you want a different section to overlap on a different section. So negative margins are really important for aesthetic designs, I would say, and this is a really good feature which was needed, and it's finally arrived. I am not sure, like, it only currently works on margins. I'm not sure it currently works on paddings, but yeah, we're gonna give it a test. Basically, I'll just try to overlap this section onto this and just see how it goes. Right. So I'm going to change the text color to white. I'm going to go into dimensions, select margin. I'm going to change the margin. Yep. So it does work. I think I'll need more of that. Perfect. So as you can see, that's really cool. That's negative margins and it works, so you can play around with that. So these are the two major changes that have come in WordPress 6.6. There are other videos that I've already created for syncing patterns and everything, so you can check those videos out. And so if you think this video was helpful and if you find value in it, don't forget to like it. When you like it, a lot of other people get to find similar content. And if you found this video helpful and want to see similar content like this in the future, don't forget to subscribe. Until then, see you in the next one. Bye.